So this travel story is not overseas, but right in this country, in New York, it happened. It was a few years ago, and I hadn't slept in 2 days. And you know, like, once, if you've experienced not sleeping for a prolonged period of time, it kind of does something to you. Kind of go crazy. But this time it was winter break. I was living in Boston, but I was traveling in New York to get to DC. I was supposed to meet my friend in some place in New York, I don't remember now. But, so we were going, I don't know, I was by myself, and all I had with me was quite a lot actually. It was a red suitcase, like a bright red suitcase that was like small but big enough to matter. And my backpack that had my laptop and iPod and all these important things in my life, and it was winter. It was like between Christmas and New Year's. So I had all this like heavy winter gear on me. And I'm traveling and like carrying all this stuff, and it's really heavy, and I'm exhausted, and I hadn't slept in 2 days, and I'm like kind of bugging out a little bit. And I remember it was Union Square Station, and I was going to some other place to meet my friend. And I'm carrying all my stuff, like my backpack and the suitcase, down the stairs onto the platform, and I'm exhausted already, and the trip is like about to start. And I noticed that my back hurt, you know, like when your backpack is too heavy, like you get like this little kink in there. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna put my stuff down. I neatly packed it up. So it's like my suitcase, my backpack, my coat, scarf, gloves, everything. I just put it on top of another. And I'm standing by the platform, and I decide to stretch out. So I stretch. And then while I'm doing this motion, my elbow slightly touches my stuff, which just, bam, like goes onto the tracks of the subway station. It's like, I'm like, what? So I'm like so panicked and hadn't slept in 2 days, and I'm not thinking straight. So the first thing, the automatic reaction I had, I'm gonna jump. So I was about to jump off the platform to get all my stuff, my life back, not to mention my laptop, my iPod, all the things that mattered the most to me at the time. And I'm about to jump, and all of a sudden this gentleman comes to my rescue, I guess. He grabs my arm and he's like, "Don't do it! Don't do it!" And he's like all panicking, and I'm like, I don't know what's happening. Like, I mean, like my stuff, my life is on the tracks. Like, and this guy that I don't even know is like grabbing my arm and stopping me. Like, I don't know what's going on. And I start to cry, and he's like, okay, let's not jump. Let's get you out of here. Let's get you upstairs, and let's stop the train. So I'm like, okay, and I'm like tears running down my face, and I'm just like, don't know what to do. I don't even remember how to breathe. So like we go upstairs and we talk to the ticketing lady, you know, who has control over like talking to the next trains and stuff. So she's like, don't come, just wait where you are, there's somebody's stuff on the tracks. So they stop the next train, and then all of a sudden I'm alone, like this guy disappeared. And I'm like still crying. And out of nowhere, this full-figured, beautiful woman comes up to me, and she like hugs me from the side, and I'm like not expecting this. I'm like crying, and she hugs me from the side, and she's like, "Come on, baby, let's go downstairs. Let's go be with your stuff." And I'm like, okay, I'll do anything. Just calm me down. And like we go downstairs again onto the platform, and like I'm looking at my stuff on the tracks, and all I can hear is this like international, multilingual chatter. in French, German, Japanese, like all the languages that I didn't understand. It wasn't English, but I could sense that it was like these people seeing my stuff on the tracks and be like, oh my God, there's somebody's suitcase and backpack on the tracks and this woman is crying and like, what's going on? And like I hear this all over, like surround sound. And I'm just crying and the lady's still next to me. She's hugging me and I'm about to like calm down. And I'm starting to breathe again. And then this man, like a theme of this is also like out of nowhere. All these people like appearing and this guy comes up and he's wearing like a red and white like sports jacket and he has a spring on his step and he's just like walking over and he sees my stuff and he sees me crying and he's like, oh, and he just jumps down, starts hailing all my stuff onto the platform. And I'm like, is this really happening? Like, what? Like, and I'm just like, and everybody's like clapping, like, yeah, do it. And this guy, like, my coat is back to me, my suitcase, my backpack, and it's like all in one place once again. And I'm like, so like, in this, I don't even have a word for the feeling I got. It was relief, definitely, but it was also like complete shock. And then, like, the next train comes in right away. And all of a sudden, people get off the train, and I'm going back on the train with all my stuff, and all I can think of is the guy had disappeared, and I didn't even get to say thank you. And now I'm like everyone else again, not the sleep-deprived, crazy lady who just dropped all her life on the train tracks. Like, nobody notices. I just get back on the train and we leave. And I ended up going to DC in one piece with all my stuff. But that was a whacked time.